Howdy folks, and welcome to the Hillbilly Kitchen. Today we're making baby lemon impossible pies. Now, first question, can you bake this in a regular pie plate? Yes, you can. But the ingredients are really simple. This is super easy and it is perfect for any cookout, Mother's Day, springtime get-togethers, because lemon is just one of those flavors that kind of goes with spring. I mean, when spring rolls around, everybody wants that refreshing citrus flavor, and it's also good in the summertime. And this is not too heavy, so it's good for cookouts and, like I said, all that kind of stuff. If you're going to bake this in a pie pan, I usually use a glass pie pan and just wipe some butter in the bottom of the pie pan and around the sides to grease it, and then you pour the ingredients in it. But what we're doing is we're making 12 cupcakes. You don't have to have the liners. If you don't want liners, you can just grease your muffin tins. I would probably, this one here is kind of shallow. If I wasn't going to use the liners, I would use a slightly deeper muffin pan so that it doesn't come over when you fill it. I do like these foil covered muffin liners because they tend to bake more even, and what you make in them is just better. But you can get pretty spring colored ones, or you can get them themed for the 4th of July if you're doing this for a cookout or something like that. For Mother's Day, whatever the holiday is, you can get the little themed cupcake liners for not very much. But let's get on with the ingredients. You need 1 stick or half a cup of melted butter. You need 1.25 cups of milk. Now, I have not tried this with anything other than dairy milk, but you might notice my milk looks a little bit dark. That's because I ran out of milk, so I'm using the canned evaporated milk. Not sweetened condensed, just the evaporated milk. Normally, I would use whole milk in this. Plant-based milks, like I said, I haven't tried it. I think it would probably work though. 3/4 cup of sugar. I also have not tried a sugar substitute, but I do not know why that wouldn't work. 2 eggs, 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour, and I haven't tried almond flour, but if somebody has, I would like to know how that works, because I know lots of folks are going for lower glycemic index foods and also the gluten-free folks. So if you've used almond flour in an impossible pie, let me know if it works. And you need about 1/4 cup of lemon juice and a tablespoon of lemon zest, which is about a lemon this size. If you need help zesting a lemon, I do have a little quick video just on how to zest a lemon, and I will link that in here. A pinch of salt, a little vanilla, about a teaspoon or so. So anyways, you do want to make sure your butter is melted, because if it is not, you will have lumps in your batter and it won't mix up evenly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add my wet ingredients into my bowl with my butter and your eggs and kind of mix that up. I'm saving my lemon juice for last because it's going to thicken this really quick. Okay. Now, what we're going to do to make our flour a little bit easier to mix in so it doesn't lump up is we're going to add our flour to our tablespoon of lemon zest. And I didn't measure that, but I made 2 batches of these and I had 2 lemons and I measured the first one. So I figure it's close. Go ahead and mix all of your dry ingredients, your lemon zest and your flour and your sugar. And if you just mix that up a little bit, then the sugar won't cause lumps when you add it in. Lots of folks are going to ask about salted or unsalted butter. I always use salted. You can use unsalted if you want to. If you use unsalted butter, you're definitely going to want to add a little bit of salt to this recipe. It's kind of up to you. It helps the flavor. Salt is a flavor enhancer, and it's a natural flavor enhancer. Okay, and I'm going to add just a little pinch of salt to this. I mean, just a little pinch. Go ahead and add in my vanilla. I'm awful for getting vanilla in my recipes. You want at least a teaspoon. If you're a regular viewer, though, you know I like vanilla and I don't scrimp on it. And give that a little stir. My butter could have been a little more melted. It started hardening again before I got everything ready for y'all. All right. Add your dry ingredients in there. Now you are going to have some teeny tiny lumps. That's your lemon zest, and also of course if you have any lemon pulp left in your juice, which you will have lemon pulp if you use fresh juice. And you can kind of do this with the bottled juice, but it is far, far better with fresh lemon juice. And it only takes like a lemon, and it's just better. Lemons are cheap right now too. If you need a reason to make this, you can get a lemon for like 50 cents. Try to get the seeds out, which I did not already do. Nobody wants a lemon seed in their lemon pie. And this is kind of a custard pie is what it makes. And if you bake it up in a pie pan, a regular pie pan, it will have a thin little crust on it. And you'll kind of get that in your muffin cups. Not as much, though, as if you baked it into a pie pan. You don't want to overmix it. You just want to combine it. And then fill your muffin cups about 3/4 of the way full. I forgot to tell you, preheat your oven to 350. And you need to do that before you start because you see how long this takes. And I always make a mess doing this. I don't know about y'all, but I don't seem to be able to do it without making a mess. Okay, as usual, I made a mess and mine are not super even. But anyways, just put this in your preheated 350 degree oven for 30 to 35 minutes. About halfway through, if you twist the pan around, they will bake more evenly. And these little cupcake carriers are just absolutely the stuff, and they're pretty cheap. So if you're going to be doing stuff and taking it like to church or taking it to wherever, a cookout, you might want to invest in a couple of these. They're pretty cheap now and they make it easy. Okay, when you take these out of the oven, they're going to be a lot fluffier than this. They're actually going to be maybe, a 1/4 inch above the top of the muffin cup. You want to let them cool in the muffin pan for at least 10-15 minutes and then take them out and completely cool them on a rack. These are better the next day. So if you're going to be taking them somewhere, make them, put them in the fridge and chill them. Like these are still warm, so we're going to have a hard time even getting these papers off so you can see what they look like. This is good with a little bit of vanilla ice cream. It's good with some whipped topping and berries, strawberries, raspberries, blueberries. Any of that would be really, really good on these. And I did put a few in some colored cups. I also used my foil cups with them because I do like the way stuff bakes up in the foil muffin cups. But, you know, you can get different colors. You could do red, white, and blue for patriotic holidays. Or theme for Mother's Day or Easter or, you know, whatever. Let's see. I don't know if they'll come out. You want to completely cool them before you take them out of the muffin cups. And I don't know how much luck I'm going to have. Oh, yeah. It's coming out. I was afraid it wouldn't because these are still very warm. I took them out of the oven literally right before I started this. They're barely cool enough to be taken out of the tins and really not cool enough to be taken out of the papers yet. But you have the cute little lemon pie. I've never done them in a metal pie pan. I've always done impossible pies in a glass pie pan, and you just wipe butter on it, and it actually has a little crust on it, and it looks like this does too. It has a little crust on it. But to serve them, you can dust them with just a little powdered sugar, and you do want to wait till they get cool, because if you do it when it comes right out of the oven, it's just going to stick to it. And if you're just dusting them with powdered sugar, you want to do it right before you serve it. Of course, if you're using whipped cream, right before you serve it, because the whipped cream will fall and then it won't be pretty, and you know, nobody wants that. And of course, ice cream again right before you serve it. But they are better the second day. They are better chilled. And I'm going to do this like this. instead of right on top. Oops. Instead of right on top of it. And we'll put a few berries beside of it. There. And that way you kind of get the full effect. It's a very pretty dessert. It is a delicious dessert, and it is so easy. I mean, does it get any easier than stirring it and mixing it? And like I said, if you do the little baby lemon impossible pies, you get 12 servings. If you bake it in a pie plate, you're going to get 6 to 8, depending on whether or not people are cutting their own or you're cutting it for them. But you're not going to get more than 8 probably. So you get 4 extra servings if you do it in the cupcake form. It is almost Mother's Day, and I want to leave you with Ephesians 6, 2 and 3. Honor thy father and mother, which is the first commandment with promise, that it may be well with thee, and thou mayest live long on the earth. Honoring our parents is not something we should just do one day a year. And it should be a way of life for Christians. And I know none of us have perfect parents, and none of us were perfect parents. We live in a fallen world. But it's a hard job. And if you had parents in your life, God says you are to honor them. Even when they are old, and even when they are gone. We should still give them honor, and we should still remember them. So call your mom this Mother's Day. Go see her. She doesn't necessarily need a thing. She needs you. Let her know you love her. Let her know you appreciate her. And you'll make your mom happy, and you'll make God happy too. Make her a baby lemon impossible pie and go over and sit and eat it with her. Have a cup of coffee and talk a while. Thank you so very much for joining us in the Hillbilly Kitchen. If you have not already, please don't forget to click like and subscribe before you leave. Share all of our videos with your friends, and until next time, remember to put God first.